Yo, yo, what's going on, everybody? We're back at it. Streets Never Sleep Radio. Your boy Jonny Empire. We got the co-host right beside me.
Doc Saki, the Perp Lord. Business as usual, politics as usual.
Yes, sir. We're in the building, man. Like we said before, we got a very special guest tonight, Mr. Edwin Escobar in the building. Give it up for this man, everybody.
Thank you.
What's going on, man? Welcome.
What's going on, Connecticut?
What's good, man? So tell us straight up, man. Tell us where you're from. Just a double check. Curious.
What do you mean? Where I'm from? Where I was born?
Where you were born? Where you were raised? Tell us a little about yourself, man.
I was born in a small town in Colombia, and then I came here and direct video.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. So how long you been getting into the video scene, the visual arts?
I mean, visual arts have been a part of my life ever since I can tell.
Yeah.
Movies, films, anything visual, but professionally, I'd say a good 5 years.
All right, cool. Yeah. Did you have any family in it prior, or how'd you really get into it?
No, I just since I came here, I started doing a lot of I got involved with music, engineering, the hip hop scene.
Definitely.
And just got a hold of a camera and started experimenting with it.
Yeah, man. Everyone needs a camera guy.
Yes.
So they got to call Edwin Escobar.
Absolutely.
Now, within the years you've been doing your thing, how many clients would you say you've worked with roughly?
It's hard to say. I say maybe a little under 100.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, it's a pretty good number.
Yeah.
Now, with the internet giving an artist a way to give their work and, just be heard, I always hear people say everyone's a rapper, everyone's a singer, everyone makes videos. What separates you from other visual artists that are out there right now?
I mean, in the visual arts spectrum, it's hard to compare. In music videos, I don't know. I just kind of work and I make it work for the artist. I see a lot of good work, some from Connecticut, some from the surrounding states. It's hard to say. I think I make it work for the artists that I work with, and I got I got lucky that I was able to provide a lot of work very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And actually be on the same page with those artists in a good time, where video production was expensive and then it started becoming very affordable.
Right.
The cameras got better, cheaper.
Uh-huh.
But then that helped out, in my opinion, helped clean out a lot of the people that really didn't belong in it.
Yeah.
And it let the few of us work.
Of course.
And really
Definitely.
exploit, not in a bad way, the equipment that became available.
Of
Yeah.
course, man.
So yeah, I don't like comparing. I think it works. I mean, I see a lot of great work, a lot of other artists that got their own person that they came up with.
Yeah.
So it's not really a competition thing. I have my services I charge. Some people have their own people that they work with already, so there's not I can't take that from them.
Of course.
Yeah.
So it works for everybody, but yeah.
Nah, that's what's up, man. Now, do you feel as though the internet is beneficial to people coming up in the entertainment industry right now?
For the artists, yes. Absolutely, for the artists. Not so much the labels or the monopoly
Right.
that
Yeah.
was at least attempted, but definitely for the artists. I mean, you're gonna have more people that have access to it, so you're gonna complain a lot more about crappy content, but it doesn't matter because you still have the choice to not listen to it.
Of course.
So
Absolutely.
pros and cons, but you either choose to live with it or just don't.
Yeah, like everything else,
Yeah.
man. Now, like you said, the internet, it gives people from all around the world the opportunity to see your work, to hear your work when it comes down to the artistry. Now, I know you've done a lot of work outside of Connecticut as well. You have clients from, I think I saw California and Texas. And, can you tell us a little bit about that, about how people ended up reaching you when you're out here in Connecticut and you're doing work with people outside the state?
Yeah, in the immediate tri-state, it's they just kind of saw the work and approached me about it slowly, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work. California was actually an artist from Connecticut, G. Bruna.
Okay.
So we just found a way to fund it and go out there.
Nice,
So,
nice.
Texas is my boy Jimmy O, who actually was a New Haven resident about almost 8 years ago. But he found this place out there and was watching me carefully
Yeah.
until he felt that, I could bring something to the table in his movement.
Of course.
So I've been going there at least 3 times. Like for the last, I'd say 8 months, I've been there 3 times. Did a lot of work, and then he connected me with other clients from there. So, that worked out pretty well.
That's what's up, man. The word is spreading.
Yes.
Now, anything that involves, creativity or art, I find that usually starts as a hobby. Now, what exactly made you start making a career out of doing videos and such?
I quit my job, and I borrowed $900 from my mom because I quit a job that I wasn't happy with, and it caused me more to work there than to live. And it was just a push. Like I said, it was the time that these cameras started coming out, and looking for certain features was like in the $6,000-$7,000 range, and now they were like maybe under $1,000.
Yep.
So it just gave you more. It gave me a margin to work within, which let me show my skills better. You need the equipment. You have to have a set of skills and then the equipment to get there.
Of course.
So it worked well. I started working with a lot of people that I knew through my engineering contacts, for almost free or dirt cheap or as much as affordable. I don't like the word cheap, affordable.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
And slowly started building my brand, but yeah, it was definitely a hobby for a number of years until I quit my job, and then it was like, well, let's just do this. I can do it. And
go full time with it.
And then get really educated. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to follow the school path of it, but you should still educate yourself on, if it's going to be a business, you need to really, if you want longevity, you got to educate yourself on all the aspects, dealing with people, from taxes to everything. So I took steps to do that before I even took the steps to promote myself, which I never had to so far to do.
Of course, man. Around what year did you quit your job to do this full time?
Maybe late 2008.
Okay.
I believe April 2008. If I'm not
Wow.
mistaken.
So yeah, it's pretty recent, man.
Yeah.
I mean, tell us. I mean, how important is sacrifice in this industry if you want this to be your job?
It's very important. It's not about losing blindly, but it's about the ability to say, okay, well, you clearly don't need this in my life anymore because I'm gonna follow my career.
Right.
It's easier said than done. Anywhere from friends, family members, spouses,
Right.
stuff like sometimes it fades away on its own. Sometimes it's like, I could look for another job, or let me just borrow, the faith and money from my mother for the last time in my life, and it's been a good investment for her.
No, that's what I'm sure, man. I'm sure she's very proud.
Yeah, I pay back 4 times full, but no, it's the ability to make those decisions at the right time, and also say no to certain things at the right time.
Yeah.
Because there's always choices, but yeah.
All about
I think
timing.
the ability to say no is what's kept me healthy, in control of my own situation, more than the ability to say yes.
Yeah.
So the no's that I've said no to, I'm thankful for those.
Hey, man, it takes a certain power to say no.
Yes.
I have a hard time doing it myself, so
Yeah.
I could relate, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, can you tell us and the listeners out there about, I guess, your thought process or the creative process when you're working on a video with a client? Like, what would a typical process or even an untypical process be?
The most untypical process is when someone sends a full script and it's 8 pages long, and there's a fee to compact this, or that's untypical, and I try to work with the client. The most typical is they have an idea. The artist writes their own song mostly.
Yeah.
So they have at least a seed. I mean, just because they can't put together a music video doesn't mean they're completely blind. They have a visual, It's rare that I find ridiculousness. Sometimes even that, I can pull something great out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
But usually they have an idea where they're going. Sometimes the song is pretty obvious. But you might see that I go the opposite from that sometimes. And some people love it, some people won't do it. But I like going the complete opposite from the too obvious. But yeah, they come up with their own ideas. I like a face-to-face meeting, talk about the logistics, what it's gonna take, what they need to do, depending on the rate they're going with, what they want to get out of it too. Because I'm not getting paid to educate anyone, but it's good that they know what to expect, because
Definitely.
it can get emotional. Now, most people in Connecticut and out of the state are pretty aware of what the industry is like
Yeah.
enough that you don't have to school them. But in the rare occasions I've had to explain to people that paying me to shoot a video is not gonna guarantee a BET play.
Exactly.
Of course.
And it's hard to explain what goes into that whole, you know. So I like to be clear on that at least.
Yeah.
But most people are pretty clear. It's an investment, and you have to make it work.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like anything else, man.
Yeah.
Now, from some of the other videographers out there, you know, even with artistry, I mean, of course, it's, you know, visual arts. Everybody has their own style. Now, what separates you from the other video directors around the area, at least?
In the technical spectrum, I would say I hate special effects. I cannot stand it. If it's not
Really?
done on camera, I don't want to do it. I mean, I'm not talking about your coloring or,
Right.
you know, contrast. And, you know, that's necessary. I mean, you can't put it out raw. But fake fire, I'm not a CGI expert, and that's not the field I want to pursue. Fake fire, fake blood, fake gunshots. We need to do it for real, or we need to find an alternative.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that. I'd rather tell a story in a more cinematic way. I think that has more power and more longevity. I was watching a Frank Zappa interview, and you know, he said the videos are disposable, and I think I agree with him, you know, on this whole idea how the music industry works and what it really is. But as far as my aim is to make the video least disposable.
Right.
It is disposable. It's not an album, but I have videos that we still repost. The artists repost a year after. I mean, videos that were done that I forgot about.
Of course.
So that's the thing. You gotta make it interesting, and I think special effects is like makeup on a not attractive person. You know?
Right.
Definitely.
It's just like extreme amounts of makeup. That's, you know, it's okay for the time being, but
of course.
it won't last, and it's not. You know,
Yeah.
it's a mask. I think you know, the human emotion and acting in theater, which is the highest, and you know, performance art, has to resonate to that. So that's what I think, at least, the separation. But I've seen some great work from different people that's matched that, and yeah. But I think that's the one of the things that I stand behind. I hate special effects and After Effects.
It's all about authenticity.
Yeah, I like
It
that.
is, man.
Definitely.
With that mentality, I mean, you could really do whatever. You could take it to as many levels as you can. Now, you said in the beginning that you did some work with film, which leads us to our next question. I was going to say, now, where do you see yourself always working around music videos, or would you want to take it to the next level and do film or movies?
Oh yeah, I have like doing a film. I mean, there's a lot. I've been approached with certain budgets and ideas, and fans and supporters have always like, when are you going to do a movie? And you have to, I mean, you have to know your strengths and your weaknesses, and you have to know that that's a different animal. I'm not a screenwriter. I can say that I can write something, but you know, a screenplay, it's its own field for, you know, someone to write that. You know, it's a whole other animal that, you know, I'd rather never do one than do one in a crappy way. My business is providing music videos, so that's
Right.
you know, that's my job, that's my career. Now I have to take money and put it towards a film. So
Right.
you know, I my first film, or whoever's first film, is gonna be a loss, and or at least you're gonna cut even.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I gotta be ready to know that I'm putting this money up, and it's gonna be for this film to reach audiences, to have meaning, and not to be just like, I'm gonna capitalize on my name and make an Escobar film. Like, that's not really. It'll be disrespectful, and I hate when people treat this as a fad, or it's just like, oh, let me just buy a camera and do it because everybody's doing it.
Right.
So I have no respect for that kind of approach. So the same way I look at other people, that's the same way I want to put myself for filmmakers who've been doing research for years, and then here I come because I can capitalize on it. I'm pretty sure I can fill a theater somewhere.
Right.
If I do something, I can put my mind to it, but I need a budget, first of all, to put the people I want, and I want to hire Christopher Walken. Right, damn it.
Wow, there
There
you
you
heard
go.
it here first, man.
Christopher Walken.
So if I can get someone like him to and I'm gonna say it, make the movie, you know,
Yeah,
and make it his
definitely.
own. I mean, I gotta wait. You know, you gotta start somewhere. Not to say that I won't, but a feature film, or at least a short that's gonna be pushed and put my savings on.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to, you know, I need more experience. I need to, as a human, get more experience to be able to give these characters their own feel instead of all sounding like another version of me. So yeah, it's just experience. So that can wait. It's not like the hip hop game. There's no age on it.
Right.
If I'm 90 and I make my first film when I'm 90 and it's done right.
Yeah, God willing, man.
Yeah,
that'd be a blessing.
I hope I remember it.
No, I hear that, man. I mean, just out of curiosity, like as a video director, like where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Well, hopefully I'm still working directly with my clients. I mean, there's gonna be a point where I'm very attached to what I do. I like to talk to my clients face to face and get a feel. So it's gonna be a hard transition for me to detach and just be the guy supervising other people.
Right.
But it's gonna happen at some point, especially if I do jump into film or if I get certain clients or out of the country, which I've done once, but it wasn't like months out of the country.
Right.
So the next step will be that have a group of people that can give my service to a higher number of people while I work on maybe higher end stuff.
No,
so I don't want to be unreachable to my my local or up and coming clients. So there's got to be a transition for that. But in 10 years, I'm pretty sure I just have to be detached and supervising. And who knows what the technology is going to bring or how it's going to.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Maybe and not to get ahead of myself, but lead in a different way. Not just be part of what already exists, but lead. But that's time will tell.
I mean, yeah, you never know about 2-3 years with equipment, man.
Oh yeah, I try to keep up with all this stuff, but
you have to, man.
Yeah.
That's the only way you'll succeed.
Now, what advice would you give any of the up-and-coming visual artists such as yourself that are trying to make a name for themselves right now?
Just stick to your gut. You have to go with first you have to love it and know that you're going to love it, and you have to be able to lose sleep and lose a lot and not like, complete sacrifices.
Yeah.
But, you just got to be able to say, educate, adapt to just being there for the potential artists that you're dealing with and transitioning that into a client, but still treating them as, as a collaborator.
Yeah.
Once you get the business out of the way, then we're going to do some art. So that's pretty much the key to be able to do it more than once and then not fall back into the hobby. So yeah, just follow your gut. There's nothing I feel lucky that I didn't have to ask anyone for anything or learn. I mean, I obviously saw a lot of great movies and a lot of directors that inspire me one way or another, but I didn't have to ask anybody for any complete guidance or structure where I was going.
Yeah.
So just follow your gut and do your own thing. I think that will give you better results than catching that ride. But when that ride's over, then your style is over too. So yeah.
I hear that, man.
Now you mentioned
tell a story, damn it. Tell a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What music video directors or even just movie directors would you say inspired you?
I mean, the cliche, Tarantino. And, those movies, the writing in this movie made it cost effective and made it classic.
Definitely.
Alfonso Cuarón is one of my favorite ones because, I guess my favorite movie at the moment, just from my style and the biggest influence for me was Children of Men. I don't know if you're familiar with the movie.
No, but I'm gonna check that out.
Dystopian film, but it was told so well. All future movies are made with fancy flying cars and just unrealistic. This movie, like, they really did the research to the music, from the politics and where we were going to the immigration. Everything it was very well written. The same guy that did Gravity.
Okay.
So Gravity was interesting, but Children of Men is a must watch.
I'm about to check that out later.
I'm gonna
check that out.
Yeah.
Doc always loved him a good movie.
He does. That's true, man. Now, I mean, you got a lot of clients. It's probably not so right. I know we got full blast in the other room. You might not want to say, but are there any videos of yours that you consider your favorite? Like when you watch them, you're like, oh yeah, like this is my work. Like Coach Carter, it's like I made that play. Like when he stepped on the ground. Like, is there anything?
It depends on the mood, man.
It
depends on the mood. There's definitely some full blast videos that have the aggressive, let's bring it back to raw hip hop. So when you're in that mood and you want to show, like, and I use it for reference for other clients, like, what can you show me that's got rawness? I don't want pretty, clear. I want you to show me some real hip hop heads in the video. That's an example of that. You can go to the R&B stuff then if you're in the mood, if you want to show, something to a client who wants that type of field, you got to show them that. But overall, it really has to do with the mood. I have a favorite. I guess I have a few favorites per genre and per time, because there's a nostalgic value to each one of these videos. I have a lot, but I don't forget, the experience. Again, it goes back to taking care of business. So the day of your shoot, it's not a party.
Right.
I don't encourage getting too faded out of control, because we need to work. But it's fun if you take care of all your props and your actors and everything's taken care of for that day. Then it's just such an experience. It's theater. So it goes back to that. It's like theater.
Yeah,
acting,
of course.
You forget that there's a camera. It's only me with the camera anyway.
So
I mean, you have to mention the mood, and I can give you what would be at my top list at that moment. But yeah, so if you want a reference of favorites, you might have to just go to my website. That's where I keep my diverse. I keep a list. It's a different algorithm. It's not per best video. It's really to show different clients what I can do.
Of course.
There was a stigma in the beginning that I was just a hip-hop director. And because people didn't talk to me, they just made this character for me. So a lot of bands and pop artists didn't want to deal with me, especially when you set up a meeting in Bridgeport. Then it just didn't work for me. So I had to kind of diversify my website. It's very simple. It's not like a professionally made website, just a reference site.
Right.
But it just shows all the different clients. So once I meet people, it's like, oh yeah, he's not a killer. He's cool. He can shoot a video with killers in it, but he won't, with a really massive killer scene. But it's just your work speaks for you. And if you're not out there being a moss cat, then your work speaks for you. So that was a little bit of a stigma in the beginning. It worked for a lot of the time. But yeah.
No, that's what's up, man. Hey, dude, drop as much knowledge as you can. Like it's true because we're asking you questions because we respect your grind and hustle. So hopefully anything you say can influence someone else. So
yeah, hopefully, man. We need some lawyers and some doctors.
Yeah.
Leave this entertainment thing to us.
Yeah, lawyers, if you're tuning
please go get a degree.
Get on, my man. All right, man. Well, yo, we sincerely appreciate you coming by. We know you're going to stick around. You're going to be here. But let everybody out there know, where can they find your work? Where can artists contact you if they want to reach out to you?
All right, so the website is www.edwinescobarfilms.com. My email is in there, which is directorescobar@gmail.com. So the best way is to email me. If you're on Facebook already, then Facebook me, and I'll give you details and we'll talk. But we'll definitely have to arrange a face-to-face meeting, so I'm not a robot. Right?
Of course,
I'm a pretender. There's been times that I've been misrepresented by people I never met. So, I had to check that. But
leave that at the door
right
there.
Don't send checks.
Nah.
If you never meet me, it's not me.
Oh, man.
No way.
I hear that, man. Well, yo, thank you so much for coming by. Please, you're always welcome. The door is always open. And I know, personally, we look forward to seeing much more work from you.
Thank you.
Just continue success, man, for real.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
No doubt, man.
All righty.
All right, man. Well, yep, that was our boy Edwin Escobar right here chopping it up with us. It's your boy Jonny Empire. We also got the co-host. Don't forget him.
Doc Saki, the Perp Lord.
That's it. We're in here, man. We're about to get into some music. And then we got the homies Full Blast coming through. Let's see what they're getting into, man.
What up, Full Blast?
WNHU 88.7. Peace.